Something unusual is happening in the camera world right now. New model numbers are appearing in official registration systems. Just quiet paperwork that most people never notice. But history shows something important. When those codes appear, real cameras usually follow. And when you connect the dots, we may be looking at successors to some of the most important tools filmmakers and photographers use today. Potential upgrades to the FX line, a future evolution of the A1 series, a brand new compact direction for Panasonic, a cinema body professionals have been waiting years to see refreshed, and even the long-anticipated return of the X-Pro range from Fujifilm. Here's the catch. By the time companies announce these products, it might already be too late for buyers who rushed into a purchase. So today, we decode the clues early. If you appreciate investigations like this, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's dive in together. And by the end of this video, you'll know whether you should buy now or hold your money a little longer. If you have ever bought technology just before a new version arrived, you understand the feeling. Overnight, prices fall. Headlines shift. What felt cutting edge suddenly feels older than you expected. It's not just about pride. It's about value, longevity, and how long your investment will stay competitive. Manufacturers cannot secretly release a wireless device. Before launch, they must register communication hardware, submit certifications, and file documentation. Those filings leave digital footprints. Most people ignore them. But for careful buyers, they're early warnings. They tell us which companies are preparing hardware, how many bodies might be coming, and sometimes even what class of product it could be. So, instead of reacting to marketing, we're reading preparation. Let's see what that preparation might reveal. We're going brand by brand, model by model, and asking a simple question. If these cameras arrive, what kind of power jump could they bring, and would it change the timing of your purchase? Stay with me, because each step raises the stakes. For filmmakers, the FX3 name carries weight. Compact, cinema-focused, trusted in real productions. So if an update is coming, expectations are enormous. Many users would anticipate a move toward a higher resolution full-frame sensor while preserving the low-light behavior that made the original famous. Faster readout would reduce rolling shutter and improve motion rendering. That alone could modernize handheld shooting dramatically. Autofocus would likely adopt Sony's newest AI systems, improving recognition accuracy, tracking reliability, and subject awareness when scenes become chaotic. Solo shooters would feel the benefit immediately. Video possibilities could expand towards stronger 8K options, improved frame rates, deeper color flexibility, and better thermal management. People will want longer continuous record times and more efficient workflows. If that happens, filmmakers considering a purchase today may pause, because this could be a long-life cinema tool. But wait, Sony's ambition may not stop there. The A1 series represents a different philosophy. Not cinema specialization, but do everything at the highest level. A future generation would be expected to chase even faster stacked sensor technology, perhaps exceeding 50 megapixels while maintaining blackout-free bursts. Wildlife and sports professionals dream of this balance. Autofocus could become even more predictive, reading movement patterns and maintaining lock with less user intervention. When moments happen in milliseconds, that reliability is everything. Continuous shooting might push limits further, backed by faster processors and deeper buffers. Photographers would capture sequences that were previously missed. Video capability would also rise, making it an even more serious hybrid machine. If you're someone planning a major system investment, the existence of such a possibility might make patience feel wise. But Sony is not alone in signaling movement. Panasonic appears to be preparing something different. Instead of chasing extremes, Panasonic may be refining something far more practical: everyday usability. Imagine a compact body designed to disappear into your routine rather than dominate it. A modern sensor delivering competitive resolution, a new generation processor that reacts faster, smarter autofocus intelligence capable of recognizing subjects with greater confidence, and stabilization strong enough to rescue handheld shots long after the light begins to fade. The goal would not be to impress on a spec sheet, but to create a camera people genuinely want to carry with them all the time. Light enough for daily travel, small enough for casual situations, yet serious enough that when opportunity appears, the files can still stand beside work created on much larger systems. Video would remain a priority. Expect contemporary codecs, highly detailed, oversampled 4K, practical frame rate options, and the kind of thermal reliability Lumix users have come to trust in professional environments. This is the type of balance that lets creators move quickly without second-guessing their equipment. If Panasonic positions the price carefully, such a release could become incredibly appealing to filmmakers and photographers who value portability, efficiency, and credibility in equal measure. But then we reach a very different category. Now we're talking about a camera that many filmmakers believe could redefine Panasonic's position in the hybrid cinema space. If this model is approaching release, expectations are no longer small. Observers anticipate a full-frame sensor likely remaining around the 24 to 30 megapixel range, but redesigned with faster readout technology. The goal would be clear: reduce rolling shutter, improve motion integrity, and deliver a more responsive foundation for both handheld and gimbal operators. Autofocus sits at the center of attention. Modern professionals expect advanced phase detection coverage, more dependable eye tracking, and subject recognition capable of holding onto people or animals even in complicated scenes. If Panasonic reaches competitive reliability here, it could dramatically widen the user base. Video specifications are where predictions grow ambitious. Many expect internal recording options to expand toward 8K capability, alongside oversampled 4K modes at higher frame rates. Bit depth would almost certainly remain at 10-bit or greater, preserving flexibility for serious grading work. Support for professional recording formats, potentially including internal ProRes variations, would align the camera more closely with production workflows. Thermal performance will be crucial. Users will expect long recording durations without overheating, allowing interviews, events, and documentary sessions to run without interruption. Stabilization should continue evolving too. With stronger in-body compensation, creators could achieve smoother footage without immediately reaching for additional support systems. If even most of these expectations become reality, this would not be a minor update. It would be a platform designed to stay competitive for many years, capable of handling commercial, documentary, and independent cinema demands. And for buyers watching the horizon, that possibility introduces hesitation. Because investing today might feel different when something this capable is potentially next in line. There are cameras people buy for performance, and then there are cameras people wait for because of what they represent. This is the second type. Behind the scenes, industry tracking has suggested Fujifilm is preparing fresh hardware in the rangefinder family. Nothing publicly confirmed, but the kind of movement that in previous cycles often arrived before a major reveal. So what would justify the wait? The expectation most frequently repeated among reliable observers is the arrival of Fujifilm's latest high-resolution APS-C architecture, likely around 40 megapixels. That level of detail would place the camera among the most resolving bodies in its class, allowing aggressive cropping, large prints, and professional delivery for many years. It is already a sensor generation proven to satisfy demanding photographers. Processing power would almost certainly advance as well. With a newer engine comes faster autofocus calculations, improved subject recognition, and more confident eye detection. For street, documentary, and travel shooters, that means quicker reaction and fewer missed frames when moments unfold without warning. Another widely anticipated improvement is in-body image stabilization. Integrating stabilization into a rangefinder-style body would significantly improve handheld reliability in low light, extend usable shutter speeds, and reduce dependence on tripods or higher ISO values. Burst capability would likely remain competitive within the enthusiast and professional hybrid space, not necessarily chasing extreme sports cameras, but delivering responsiveness fast enough for real-world movement. Buffer depth and writing speed would need to match the resolution, meaning smoother, continuous operation during demanding sequences. Video features are expected to inherit modern Fujifilm capability, including oversampled 4K options, improved color flexibility, and better thermal efficiency than older generations. While this line traditionally prioritizes photography, hybrid creators would still gain serious tools. But specification sheets are only half of this story. The defining element remains the hybrid optical/electronic viewfinder, the ability to see the scene directly through glass or switch instantly to digital precision. No other system delivers that combination in the same philosophy, and for many photographers, it transforms how framing and anticipation feel. Now imagine pairing that tactile shooting style with 40 megapixels, modern autofocus intelligence, stabilization, and updated processing. That is not a small improvement. That is a camera capable of staying satisfying for 5 to 7 years without anxiety. And that possibility introduces tension, because anyone considering a purchase today must now weigh immediate need against potential longevity. Suddenly, the market is not just about what exists. It is about what might be very close. Yes, signals suggest movement. Yes, new hardware may be approaching. But the smartest buyers understand something critical. A coming camera does not stop your current needs. If you have projects waiting, clients expecting results, or creative momentum building, today's models are already incredibly capable. They could deliver professional outcomes right now. Waiting only makes sense when the potential upgrade changes your future in a meaningful way. If you're investing at the very high end, planning multi-year use, or need the absolute latest autofocus and video architecture, then patience might reward you. Otherwise, progress happens by shooting, not by waiting. Registrations give us awareness. They give us perspective. They help us avoid bad timing. But they should not freeze ambition. So tell me, after seeing this, are you confident to buy now, or are you watching the horizon for what might arrive next? Write it in the comments. And if you value understanding the market before the announcements, subscribe and stay with the channel. Because in technology, information is power, but timing is strategy.